Should I do the hood and jacket this? Hi! Should I do the hood and jacket this time? Tattoos! Quick question to the older lot out there. For those of you who've been getting tattoos for a couple of decades now, like myself, did anyone else reach a point after their 30s where tattoos started to actually hurt? I used to sit like a rock in my late 20s, through my 20s, and my late 20s. But as soon as I hit 30, getting tattooed kind of sucks. It's not like the cool rush that I used to get anymore. Now it's just kind of like, can we just get this over and done with? Can I reschedule? I don't feel like being hurt for 10 hours. I have a lot going on. Leave a comment, because I'm asking because a bunch of other people that I know have shared the same experience with me. Once they get into their 30s, they're like, yeah, I'm kind of not really bothered with the pain anymore. I kind of just want to get it over with like numbing cream or shorter sessions or whatever. Mechanical. You don't really see these things anymore. Can anyone else feel this process? I can. Because to me, this part of the process of getting tattooed, you're always like, okay, I'm ready. I have desensitized myself. I'm ready for the day. I'm ready for the day of pain I booked in willingly. And then they do all this kind of stuff, and like the alcohol spray and the shaving and the rubbing, and then your skin feels like really sensitive, and you're kind of like, I don't feel like getting needles in me today. Oh, mechanical, man. This is so much ink. That's ASMR. Is it tagged as ASMR? Not even.
V, this war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control.
That is insane the way they're doing that.
It's a war against forces of entropy. Understand? Do whatever it takes to
That
stop
is so much ink,
defeat
dude.
them. If I need your body, I'll take it. You still don't see it, but you will
Wow.
one day.
That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. The placement's bothering me, but I can see by the picture here that he's got on his arm, there is gonna be a higher delt thing. The ASMR bothered me. Yeah, that's a lot of ink, dude. Holy cow. The healing on that is going to suck. But then again, it is on the outside of the arm, which is not as bad as the inside, but it's still not gonna be great. Personally, with me, I would prefer like a full wrap of the arm rather than just like the outside done. That kind of stuff really bothers me. But no, it's really solid work. There was really solid packing that was done there. Probably hurt like hell.
Nope.
So other than the absolutely horrendous sensory overload, or in my case, the misophonia of listening to someone sip from a cup and breathe, which has triggered my fight response pretty bad, my anger has spiked at this very moment. That stuff makes me want to become a Sith, dude. Force choke people and lightning. It really does spike my anger and adrenaline. It's crazy listening to people like loudly sip and eat. It makes me so angry, dude. Like, not even joke angry, not even like, oh, you gotta stop. It's like real mad. Like, there's something in near me that needs to be killed because it's a threat to my life. It makes me very angry. That aside, yes, some people never regret their tattoos, and for the most part, I think that's kind of a lot of people. In terms of people who get heavily tattooed, I can't imagine they're the type to become regretful of the tattoos they have, because, you know, you can only get so much ink before you go, oh, is this a good idea? But for example, for me, I have my face tattooed, and the side of my head tattooed, and my neck. My hands tattooed. I'm almost every visible part of my body is tattooed, except for my feet. Probably won't do that. And it was something I've always wanted. Even before I was 18, I always wanted to get sleeve tattoos. I don't know where I learned this from, where I got this from. It could have been growing up with all these American metalcore bands, and they all had like full sleeves and stuff. I always thought it looked really cool. But ever since I got my first tattoo, I've never regretted any of them. I can't imagine people who are heavily tattooed are gonna have a lot of regrets. However, I think the people that get like who spend years mulling over like, oh, with this tiny little stupid, unoriginal design. Well, placement, where should I put it? What's it going to mean to me? Am I going to regret it? And then they finally go and get it, and they're like grinding their teeth the whole way through the session because they're just not programmed to get a tattoo. They're just not the kind of person to be getting one. They've almost felt pressured into getting it, right? And they get like this teeny, incy, little stupid tattoo, which is poorly done because they don't do the research on the correct artist to go to. They usually have crap references for the artwork anyway, placed in a terrible area, and it's just not good. These are the types of people that end up truly regretting their tattoos. Now, if you're an idiot out there, if you're a sub 100 IQ ape, you're like, well, I know someone who's heavily tattooed and they regret it. It's like, congratulations, you are just beginning to grasp the concept of statistics and generalities. Personally speaking, I think people who are heavily tattooed are far less likely to be regretful of their tattoos. More of it is what it is kind of situation where it's like, I've got so many tattoos, I can't focus on a single one of these things to regret. Or they're even in a position like a career that allows them to be heavily tattooed. And most of the time, people who are super heavily tattooed get them all blacked out anyway if they really hate them. I even know of my own exception to my generality that I'm making here. There's a tattoo artist here that I know personally that is getting all of her tattoos lasered off. She wasn't super heavily tattooed, but she did have a throat tattoo and a jawline tattoo and a chest tattoo that all coming off. But I think generally speaking, I think people can agree with this. If someone just has like the one tattoo, it becomes like a hyper focus. For some people, I've never gone in to get a tattoo and just been like, oh, should I be doing this? It literally has never crossed my mind. Holy cow. Oh, it's just about like her day or whatever. Oh, she's getting another tattoo. This is see the tattoos she has? This is a very European style, which I love. I love this shit, okay? If I had any space on my body, I would go for this kind of stuff. And in fact, there is some space on my body, and I think I might go for it. This kind of stuff is very, very good. It's a very European style, and a bunch of different artists have their own approach to it, and their own style and their own quality. And I would love to go to one of the originators or one of the popularizers of this style and go get one of these because I think they look fantastic. Yeah, see the way it's on her shoulders and stuff? Like, that's so cool. It's very nice. This looks like, Amsterdam she's in. For this back tattoo, Jesus Christ. Especially with the body paneling here, that's absolutely solid blackwork. Solid. It looks relatively new. The face in the middle doesn't. That's pretty healed. But the black paneling she's got on her body, this does look relatively new. I'd say past couple of months maybe. Recently, it's not scaly by the looks of it, but that is absolutely phenomenal work. Very, very good. Any Americans out there, if you're looking to get your first tattoo, or if you're struggling to find someone in America who's able to deliver what you want, try European artists, okay? Like, they are doing some truly fantastic shit over here. The strides they've made in body work, like body wraps and body paneling and stuff like that, and black work, some of the greatest blackout artists are here. Some really unique, regionalized designs and stuff like that, and that kind of stuff I think is beautifully elegant. I think that's a really beautiful way to implement tattoos, which is what I love about tattoos, right? It's there's no one singular perception of them, or even style of them. You can get tattoos of emblems or scripture or unoriginal shit, and everyone's just like, yeah, I know exactly who you are based on these tattoos. Or you can get like hyper colorful or gore or comic book style or whatever, and that's a different kind of person. That's a different kind of perception altogether that someone has of you. Then you can get this kind of stuff, which is like elegant, ornate, artistic, abstract artwork that's on your body. It's monochrome. It's another perception that people will have from these tattoos. And I think based on this, everyone is going to have their own different experience of how people have responded to their tattoos, right? I get compliments all the time because mine are wacky, and you don't really see this quite often. You don't really see, around here at least, there's not too many people that have like full chest and neck and full sleeves and full hands done in the side of their heads, whatever. There's really not that much of them around here, and the ones you do see are like the timepiece, praying hands, angel wings types of dudes. with the mandala on their throats. The geometric designs that they all pick from page 1 of the tattoo book. So I get compliments all the time, and people really seem to enjoy and appreciate the tattoos that I have. And I think that's probably the case with a lot of people who have unique tattoos. And even just different kinds of tattoos. I think the perception is going to be different. And this then all leads to how you see your own tattoos, doesn't it? Regret with your tattoos or the lack thereof. It all comes down to the types of tattoos that you've decided to get. It's not the fact that you're tattooed, it's just maybe the tattoos you got were shit. For me, I wouldn't say think before you get tattooed in terms of do you actually want a tattoo? I mean, think before you get tattooed as in think of an actually good design. Think of something you actually want. Tell your tattoo artist the kind of thing you're going for. You've already had the itch to get a tattoo, okay? You're gonna get one. So at least do yourself a favor and come up with something good. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Brilliant stuff, man. Truly remarkable art. This is such a stark reminder of the wide difference in the types of art you can get on yourself and the types of quality of art you can get on yourself. You know, you've got the tattoos I was talking about, like the David Beckham sleeves, you know, like the kind of just shit. Just, I need a tattoo for the aesthetic, so they just put anything on you. And then there's the idea of getting a true piece of artwork put on you by a genuine artist, a master craftsman, someone with the experience, with the dedication to their craft to develop a style, pursue a level of quality that is unprecedented. These are the kinds of things that I think you should be really going for if you want a decent tattoo. If you want to avoid this regret, quote unquote. Holy shit! Yeah, bandaged up, I f***ing bet. Look at this thing! What Viking's tomb was this excavated from? Jesus wept! I didn't even know they made him that big. Argentina. See, this is another place, right? South America? South America also has really remarkable tattoo artists. The guy that did my stomach, I don't know if you can see that. The guy that did my stomach tattoo, pretty sure he's Argentinian. I'll have to double check. I think maybe he went to Argentina. He's from Portugal. I can't remember. Oh my god. I dread to think the healing on that. Jesus Christ. But yeah, like black work is South Americans. I'm going to include I nearly mentioned them earlier. I'm upset I didn't. Because now it sounds like I'm just adding it because I've just discovered that there's good artists there as well. It's not what's happening. South Americans, I would lump them in also with the kind of things that you find in Europe. It's quite similar style. And a lot of them go on tour in Europe. Like a lot. This black work stuff. And I think I might get some of it somewhere, but the healing on that, oh god, even just thinking about it. The healing on that is like, I'm not even the one with it. I'm not even the one with it tattooed on me, but the fact that he was bandaged up like that, like he's been burnt, that, oh god. Like you might get tattoo flu from that. Your immune system has dipped so hard from the amount of ink packed into your skin, just from the trauma happening to your body. There has to be repercussions to your health. And it does happen. Holy cow. That is absolutely insane. Wow. You know, it's not every day that you get to see a tattoo like this. Also, fun fact, generally the artists that are capable of doing work like this, good luck getting into that chair, okay? They usually have a wait list of like 2 years at least. There's another tattoo artist called Get More Tattoos. And I would love to get a back piece by him. It's not going to happen. Just the price of it and the waiting list, it's just nuts. But his artwork is absolutely phenomenal. Truly incredible stuff. But it's these kinds of artists that reach this level, that become this skill. Their waiting list is always insane. But this, look at this. Wow. That is absolutely astounding. And you gotta think as well that there are tattoo artists out there who can barely pull a line. They can barely pull a line. Shaky, and when they're shading, it's like going outside the lines, or you can see the drag marks or whatever. You've got artists out there, they're just butchers. There is such a wide difference. There is such an unregulated quality control issue with tattoo artists, which is why I say you need to do your research. You can't just walk in and just be like, give me this one, please, and then just expect it to be what you want it to be. You have to put the work in there, okay? You have to research. You have to look into it. You have to do a background check on the artist to see like what other works they've done. Have they done any stinky tattoos recently? Are they occasionally good and occasionally bad? Are they even trained in the kind of tattoo that you want to get? Are they typically a black and gray artist, or a realism artist, or a full color artist, and you're looking for something that they don't do? You can't always rely on the tattoo artist to steer you in the right direction, okay? You do need to... You need to put the research in. You really do. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great day today because I made it a great day, and I'll catch all of you next time. Bye-bye.